show is not suitable for children, sensitive men, or insecure women. Can you trust somebody that doesn't take care of their kids?
I don't trust no man on earth that does not take care of their children.
What's the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Low effort and not being honest.
Most of the time, you would think that a bad financial mistake would be spending money on clothes or vacation or like spending money on women. My worst financial mistake was buying a home.
Like a king, give me my crown. Game time. Game time. Appreciate y'all.
Bonjour.
Whatever deal you're doing.
Surprise.
Cut me in. Cut me in now.
Surprise.
I mean, when I say about a village.
What's good? What's good?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Undecided, but I'm good.
Undecided.
I'm good. God is great.
At all times.
For sure.
At all times, man. Oh man, we didn't waste no time. We're gonna get to it. You know, I'm currently in Africa. I know Ian about to catch a helicopter to this remote location. It's a lot going on, man. But first, first and foremost, tomorrow 9:00. Shout out to Austin. We got a dope episode about crypto. It's that time, man. You know, EYL University. He runs the crypto side of things, and he's just a really smart guy when it comes to cryptocurrency. So we got crypto. Obviously, we're gonna cover that at InvestFest. He's gonna be having a panel, but we wanted to cover crypto, man. Bitcoin's going crazy. Everybody's asking about XRP, Ethereum, so Solana, you name it. We're gonna have a crypto conversation. So tap in, and then shout out to Miss Business. She what she did with the initiative for 100 tickets and 10 vendors. She announced that at last Market Mondays, and the code was CPA, and that's down. We have one more vendor booth, I think that's available, or two, and we have 17 tickets left. So if you're interested in getting that, you can enter code CPA at checkout for investfest.com, and we'll see you there. Ian, any announcements?
If you want to get rich from the market, go to ianinvest.com. Red Panda Stock Club call will be Friday at 3 p.m. Central. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat. That's it. That's it.
Drop a gem on them.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. It's a lot to talk about. Man, I just spoke with I had a dope conversation. If you guys don't know, I'm currently in Cote d'Ivoire, which is Ivory Coast, West Africa.
I love it.
And we had an event today, actually. We spoke. Well, Troy had to leave prematurely, but I spoke to a group of entrepreneurs.
Okay. Well, what did you learn?
At a country club.
Okay. Tell me more.
It was dope. It was curated. Shout out to Fatima and the whole team, and they curated it at the last minute, and it was packed. And they was all dressed in like suits and loafers, and they came regal attire. Mm-hmm. They were very interested to know the sentiment of America, how America feels about Africa, about their country, about how Black Americans are viewing things. They're like very interested to know the perception. They want to know how they can connect with Americans to bring more business over there, to invest money over there. We met with the United States ambassador yesterday.
Really? Okay.
And she said that she's having a hard time convincing major corporations that they need to invest in the country and in Africa in general. And they were just saying like it's just a lot of people is just missing the boat. And China is picking up the boat.
Sometimes you can be a laggard to an investment and then have to pay triple or quadruple later on. I saw a pitch like that as well, where a lady was breaking down the demographics of Africa, and some companies seem hesitant. They'll be there in the next 5 years, though, for sure.
That's a fact.
For
That's
sure.
a fact. If you're not there,
yep,
you're doing yourself a disservice. And I think that's something a lot. I don't think this administration has a focus for Africa. I think that's a mistake. When you see the UAE heavily focused, you see China heavily focused. You see a variety of different countries that's heavily focused. They're not doing it for no reason. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So,
what businesses are they focused on? The group of entrepreneurs that you met with, what businesses were they in?
Communication. I met somebody in investment banking, construction, all over. But we did meet with the head of investments of the country. She said, I put this on Instagram, but she spoke about agriculture needed as far as investment, entrepreneurship, as far as like livestock, feed. She said right now, this is the largest producer of cocoa in the world.
Yep.
She said right now mangoes are going crazy. Right now. So she was like, she wanted to get that out there, like agriculture. You don't have to be a farmer to invest in agriculture. She was like, you can partner with local farmers. There's different initiatives, variety. But she was like, there's definitely a need for the entrepreneur space as far as agriculture is concerned. She also talked about car manufacturing. They got BYD out here.
Yep.
And what the number one car, put in chat if you know the answer to this. What's the number one car you're going to see in Africa, especially an SUV? Like if you see an SUV in Africa, 9 times out of 10, what is it? You want to take a guess, Ian?
I have no clue. I don't like to guess unless I have a probability of knowing. So I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm assuming it's not a Ford or a Chevy.
Toyota.
Okay.
Toyotas is so and it's in Ghana. Every African country that we went to, Toyota SUVs are like 95% of the marketplace. They said Toyota all the Japanese companies, but especially Toyota, they invested heavily in Africa and they invested early in Africa.
Yeah.
So they have like it's like a monopoly.
That's interesting. Not many Teslas that you saw over there?
I haven't seen a Tesla yet. But they did say that it's a big EV market that's on the rise and it's going to become even bigger. Like I said, I think China has a bunch of different car companies on the EV side that's here. They said China is heavy on the EV side out here.
What's the biggest opportunity not the one that you're going to invest in, but like outside of that, what are some like the 3 biggest opportunities you see to invest in where you are now? Because I think entrepreneurs need to remember the business that you end up making the most money in may not be the one that you started with. So like what are the opportunities that we could skate to maybe 5 or 10 years from now?
Real estate for sure, because there's a housing deficit. So that's easy. That's kind of like, that's not easy, but that's okay. There's a housing deficit. Yeah, that's a layup. Okay. Communications. There's going to be a variety of different needs that's needed on the communication aspect when you start to look at the young population. So I met a company today that was actually doing mobile banking.
Okay.
But I think that there's going to develop new ways to communicate, whether that's through different text message apps like WhatsApp. Nobody uses WhatsApp in America. WhatsApp is huge everywhere outside of
else. Yep, everywhere else.
Everywhere outside of America, WhatsApp is huge. Yeah. Online banking is going to become even bigger because what happens is that, Africa is a different landscape because there's a lot of rural areas. So that's why the online banking thing is so prevalent, and it's going to be even needed even more because there's a lot of areas where you're not going to be able to get to physical banks.
Gotcha.
So payment, like peer-to-peer payment, online banking, financial services, of course, like minerals for sure.
Yeah.
And there's still opportunities to buy into like diamond mines. Like you can actually buy into a diamond mine. Like there's opportunities.
Yeah.
You can buy into a gold mine, diamond mine. Like
what opportunity. Yep.
Yeah. That obviously that's gonna be there as long as they still have natural resources. Oh man.
You look like media. You got to for it. Well, what you investing in?
Yo, man, I'm trying to figure it out. It out. Media, I think they haven't really even started in like podcast space yet. That's going to be transformational as far as new age media, how you're actually able to reach audiences, content. There's a lot. There's a lot
of opportunity. Yeah.
There's a lot. All right. Well, that's my Africa report. Can we go to this? Trump called up CNBC and had some conversation. I guess they have a new program about farmers kicking them, the workers that are illegal immigrants, kicking them out the country, then having a program for them to come back in the country. Remember, that's one of the things I said months ago, that they're gonna have a hard time if they try and kick all these people out. So let's play this clip.
Yeah.
Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people, that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people.
Okay. Interesting perspective. What's your thoughts on this?
At this moment, I have no thoughts on it. I wish this administration and the one prior to it would measure the impact of what they're doing, just to not have to fix mistakes that are happening. Same with the lady that got fired from the Labor and Bureau. I think sometimes we get told as entrepreneurs to execute fast, but when you're doing it at this scale in government, I think you need to measure twice before you begin to cut. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
I think that, okay, there's some truth to what he's saying. Mm-hmm. If we're gonna take emotional, of course, I don't think he's a good person. I think that he probably had negative intentions in some things he said, but there is some level of truth to what he's saying. That you can't replace a job unless you have something else somebody else to do the job, or technology that can replace the job. If you don't have a physical person to replace the person or the technology, then you're going to be in a bad space. So the first part of what he said, as far as like, we can't find people to do these jobs. People in the inner cities don't want to do these jobs. And
or there's no training for them to do the job.
There's no training, you said?
For them to do the job in the inner city. I haven't heard of any initiatives or programs for just in our neighborhoods or where we grew up for them to even have the possibility of those jobs. Yeah.
But let's be honest. Nobody wants those jobs.
If somebody's been out of work for 6 months or 9 months, they'll take them. I agree that it's not a desired job, but I think those, what's that show Mike Rowe had? Ugly Job, where they would go to like plumbing and do all the jobs no one wanted to do. I think if a person's been out of work long enough and you got kids and mouths to feed, you'll make an exception.
I don't know about that, because I'm thinking like this. This is one of the hardest manual labor jobs that you can do as far as agriculture, right? You talking about people on a field picking watermelons and bananas, and it's hot outside and difficult conditions, and that's what we had to do when we first came to this country.
I agree.
That was difficult work.
Yeah.
So I have a high level of respect for people that can come to a different country and do that type of work. Absolutely. Because I can honestly say Americans don't want to do that job. People get unemployment. People just stay home and get unemployment.
I think it's true. I think two things can be true. As I said last week, two things can be true. Is it a desired job? Absolutely not. But if you are on the brink of being homeless, if it's that or not having a job to do that, I think some people will. And I hate the broad demonization of saying most Americans are lazy when the government and institutions have not done a great job of providing training and pipeline into said jobs. Just the process of applying for a job is too damn difficult now. Do you get pushback? I'm with it.
I don't think we're lazy, but we're pampered. We have a society that's pampered. Pampered society, there's certain things that they're not gonna accept. Right or wrong, right? Because you also got it. The flip side of that coin is that how much are they getting paid? So
that's a big point. Yep.
You doing this for $10 an hour, $8 an hour? You're still gonna be in the same. It's not like you do. It's okay if they're offering $100,000 a year to pick watermelons. Then okay, you might have a group of people that'll be interested in doing that. $30,000 a year to stay out in the sun all day. People are not going to do that. America's not going to do that. He's not wrong in what he's saying. His delivery, as always, was obnoxious.
Could be better. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, even the thing of like, okay, if they get a bad bracket, if they don't have, I understand what he's trying to say there. They're going to work through the pain, which is true, right? Because they don't have the luxury of having hunger. They don't have workers' comp. They don't have sick leave. They don't. They have a. I need to stay in America. But that's why you got to have a lot of appreciation for these people, man. They will work in illness, sickness, and for him to say that, I think it was just like kind of spoke about the arrogance of American. But it's just like, yo, if they get a bad break, they're die. Meaning, like, if they're not working, that means that they're dead.
Are Americans lazy, or have they been poisoned into a state of laziness that's irreparable? Like, people can think what they want to about RFK Jr., but he is causing change in that food and drug system. And there's a lot of reports about red dye number 40 and yellow dye number 6 and unlike all the cognitive effects. Do you think that some of the dumbing down of America has been intentional by food, drug, and chemical companies to have a certain control over the population?
100%. Actually, let's go into that. Let's go into that clip. Let's talk about the diabetes 3, and let's show this clip. Yeah.
University in Rhode Island. They're doing studies they think should make a lot of humans nervous. This rat is perfectly healthy. Put him in a vat of water and he finds his way to safety every time.
5.2.
Now, look at this guy. What he's been eating is the equivalent of a North American diet, complete with all the fats and sugars we regularly consume. He doesn't know where to go. His brain has been damaged.
They don't remember their learning after even a day. And as the challenge gets harder and harder, they fail more and more, just like a human with Alzheimer's disease.
36.2.
In this lab, the belief now is that Alzheimer's is really diabetes of the brain, linked to insulin levels, which can be affected by too much sugar. Okay.
That was a perfect segue. Extremely disturbing, but not surprising. And me, you know, this topic is sensitive to me because I had 3 grandparents that had Alzheimer's. My grandfather had Alzheimer's. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers had Alzheimer's. Now, my grandfather, he was my step grandfather. I never met my biological grandfathers. They died. They both died before I was born.
Okay.
But so, you know, they say it runs in the family genetically. So, but that is concerning even for me that both my maternal and fraternal grandmothers both had Alzheimer's. That's concerning.
Yeah.
And if you ever been around somebody with Alzheimer's, it's extremely difficult.
It's heartbreaking.
It's a hard situation.
Yeah.
Now, what they're feeding us, I mean, man, it affects everything, bro.
Everything.
So to see that where it has that effect on a lab rat.
And a small dose. Let alone if you're eating Pop-Tarts and like think about our childhood. We grew up eating Captain Crunch and Frosted Flakes, and none of that shit is healthy. Although to this day, it bugged me out when we were in London and a candy store had all of our breakfast cereals as candy. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, we've been getting poisoned since, and then we wonder why test scores are down. Even being in other countries, just leaving Mexico, Puerto Rico, you're in Africa, your energy levels and the quality of food, even our fast food is healthier. There's certain things they will not allow in our food supply that are standard in some of our higher end restaurants. So I think sugar, although it's not talked about in this way, probably is one of the most toxic things you can ingest, and it's in everything. Ketchup, mustard, relish, like things that it should not even be in. Just go on ChatGPT and look at how we are over-indexing on sugar and the effects that it is having on diabetes 2 in younger kids, and then diabetes 3 in elderly populations. Like, it's one of the biggest tragedies that no one's really pushing back on because of the power they have in the industry and in government.
It's extremely disturbing. And you, once again, you realize that when you travel outside the country, the food that we eat is killing us. You guys should read the book, How Not to Die.
Mm-hmm.
That was written by a medical doctor that left the medical field when he realized that the traditional medical field in America, according to him, was not meant to prevent disease. It was meant to pacify it. What I mean by that is if you have high blood pressure and you go to the doctor, now they're going to tell you work out and whatever, but what they'll do is prescribe you medication to lower your high blood pressure. That's putting a Band-Aid on the gunshot wound.
And they're not allowed to give you an alternative anymore either.
Right. Because what they should do is mandate. Now, you follow the mandate or you don't, it's up to you. But they should mandate, okay, we're going to change your diet completely. Mm-hmm. You're not going to eat sugar anymore. You're not going to eat processed foods anymore. You have to run a mile every day. You have to
juice,
intermittent fasting. And then imagine if you had a whole script of things. Like I said, some doctors will do it, but I don't want to. There's some good doctors.
Yeah, there's some good, but there are some who have done it in the last 2 years and they've lost their license.
That's another thing. You can't be held liable because then you can get sued. Like somebody could even somebody could sue you. Like, look, you should have gave me medication. I died.
Yep. Or I was a case here in Texas. Somebody did a juice fast they're supposed to do 3. I think they did 22 days. Threw off their level. Sued the doctors. Like, it's tough, bro. It's tough, and I just think at scale, a lot of the degradation of society has to do with how much poison, quote unquote, we are ingesting on it. Even in some of the conflicts that are happening worldwide online, I think a lot of that is trauma from the food that we're ingesting, air quality and water quality.
Yeah.
Like even the microplastics issue, like we can play the clip or not, but even when I say that builders are, my dad's in construction, has been my whole life. PVC pipe versus copper pipes have a huge difference.
Check this out, guys. Builders have been getting you sick for years, and I'm going to expose them right now. So hang out to the end of the video, and I'll tell you what to do and how to correct.
We're worried about what the restaurants are feeding us, but here's the main supply line from the road. This is all PVC, and when it heats up, the glue that holds it together melts and you drink it, and it's highly toxic.
So that glue right there is hooked to this pipe, which is made out of vinyl chloride, which is linked and known to cause cancer. All right, y'all. So this is called PEX plumbing. So if you see this in your house, it's highly toxic. Here's the warning right here. Do not store or install in direct sunlight, made in China. And here's the warning. Cancer and reproductive harm. And we are in Home Depot, and this is where the builders buy it to put it in your house. So this is called CPVC, which you probably have in your house. Here's that glue I was telling you about for PVC, CPVC, and ABS. Warning. This product is exposed to chemicals including
don't even know what that word is, which is known in the state of California to cause cancer. If your house is plumbed with CPVC, PEX, and PVC piping, your only alternative is to buy something like this for your showers and for your faucets that catches the water after it goes through all of the trash, after it goes through all of the piping.
People make fun of me all the time. Like, I don't cook with tap water. I have a filter on my shower. But I do feel a difference versus how the food is prepared with bottled water versus tap, and my shower versus if I go to a hotel. We're just being poisoned at every level. And I know people are going to say, well, you're going to die anyway. But when you've witnessed someone go through health issues, you don't always die quickly. You can be in pain for 12 or 13, 14 years before you pass. So just please be mindful of that.
And even water. They said, like, you should drink glass instead of plastic.
Yep.
Because like the plastic fiber, the things,
the material,
right? Microfibers,
microplastic,
they're breaking down and they're causing cancer.
Which is the derivative of oil, which when you go back to when they broke up Rockefeller's company and they made 21 different companies, those companies still, the illusion of the breakup is very fascinating. ChatGPT, we talked about this on Stock Club, but like when they broke his companies up, most of the thing, and that's why I think Lululemon's having an issue, because like if you're having a luxury item being sold in a luxury lifestyle, is plastic on your body really luxury? Tough.
Let's talk about this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We got one last. Michelle Obama initiative when she first got the White House got pushed down. Remember when she first got in the office and she had like a healthier food program and they knocked that shit down like a month after she got in? This is Oprah had her issue with the cattle industry back in the day. The propaganda and the money and the lobbying that is spent in this space is really tough. It's one of the other reasons when people are like, should I leave the country or at least have a backup plan? Quality of food and water supply is one of the issues that you have to consider for sure.
For sure. 100%. And you know what? Okay. Going off a little bit off topic, but still staying on the topic. Fast fashion. We never talked about this. Fast fashion, they said like is killing the environment.
For sure.
Because people they throw the clothes away, right? I guess. And it ends up in like water supply, stuff like that. That's been a big thing about fast fashion, and even countries are starting to ban fast fashion and stuff like that, and it's become a big thing. But I don't understand. I don't understand it.
What do you mean? Like Temu and Shein?
Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, because how I was raised, why would you throw clothes away? Who does that?
Because of Instagram. Like it's a thing on Instagram of like getting these clothes, throwing them away, being wasteful and like I'm not going to wear the same thing twice or three times. I'm gonna throw it away to get something else.
I think that's the real problem. Like that goes back to the diabetes thing, right?
That's
of like, let's talk about common sense. Who throws clothes away?
Just
like that's not how I was raised. Like that's not even a thought in my mind. I would have to throw something away when like the sneakers blow up and they're like unwearable, right?
Yeah.
If I grow out of something or if I don't want something, I'm gonna give it away. I'm either gonna give it away to somebody that I know, or I'm gonna go to Goodwill. Or there's a bunch of different stuff. Like
Target had them little drop boxes where you can give clothes away. But I think a lot of it is because there's so much classism that is on, well, of course, just in America, but on social media, people are going out of their way to flex in ways that are not flexes. Like that's not a flex to be like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this twice or once and throw it away, never wear it again. So, but also if you're paying a cheap price for it, there's no value in it. So you may not treat it the same way as if you paid for a higher quality garment. But I just think And some of these things that are happening online and trends online are being paid for by companies, and these like shadow campaigns that no one's really talking about. Also, too, if I get you to throw the garment away, you have to come back and buy from me again.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting though, because even if it's like they said allegedly, like there's poor people that's throwing stuff away and it's ending up in streams. I just don't know why you would throw clothes away. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around why somebody poor would do that, why somebody rich would do that, why somebody middle class would do that. Hey, most clothes last a long time, even if it's poor quality. You could wear. I have T-shirts from 15 years ago.
Yeah,
that was just regular T-shirts. There's nothing fancy. The Hanes, like most clothes are not just going to fall apart.
Especially like jeans and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're not going to fall apart. Sweatpants, these stuff don't just fall apart. So, even if it costs $20, $10, whatever, I just can't understand as a society. That's what I think we need to be more focused on, as opposed to trying to ban fast fashion. To me, fast fashion solves the problem. You're able to get clothes for cheap. That's needed.
Yep.
That's needed in society. Now, nobody told you to throw the cloak in a river.
But whoever is the new Ed Bernays, I'm sure they got together with some social media company and made this a trend or influenced someone to do this, and then it picked up steam. Because we have to be very honest, like we live in a very consumer-driven society and we consume way more than we should. Part of the consumption is throwing things away and not having a full appreciation for them. Like that, all of it's done by design. Even if you look at the quality of like, I'm old enough to remember, like when you bought a computer could last you for like 7 years if you updated the RAM. You don't need a new laptop every 2 years. Apple, I love you. I hear you trying to make some changes, and that foldable phone may not be it, but you don't need a new phone every 2 years. You really don't. But if I am dependent upon a consumer to buy every year for me to meet whatever earnings report I need to meet or expectations, maybe I will have it break down, or when a new phone comes out, I will throttle the iPhone 7 so that the 15 works faster. I just think it's some of the fabric of the country that we're in.
Speaking of that, on the investment side, Apple, they said that they're going to fresh around $100 billion into American manufacturing, caved under Trump's pressure. And their stock was up $11 today. Is this the rebound of Apple?
I think it's a part of it. I don't love the foldable phone. I do like that they're having conversations about maybe buying Perplexity. A part of a top 5 or top 7 company doing incredibly well is having a great relationship with the administration. And it seemed like he was a laggard in trying to fight that a little bit. And it's a fight that you can't afford to have. The $100 billion investment, is it worth you not being worth a $7 or $8 trillion company in 9 years? No, invested capital. So they are starting to make some of the right moves. I just need to see a software and AI move being made. I hear that GPT-5 should be coming out on the 11th or 12th. So you need to make that move into AI quicker. But on the government partnership side and B2G side, this is a very good move. And Elon has showed it. Having a bad relationship with this administration is not profitable. No need for me to go fall and get the same arrow in my chest that Elon got. No. Nobody big in the program. That government program?
The government program play.
Yes. The administration, Bilderberg, Federal Reserve, certain programs you can't fight. Nope. It's not worth it.
What do you feel about the lab-grown salmon that just got so the FDA just approved lab-grown salmon. So how will this work in 2 week? What is this? 2 week sell to fillet process, distribute traditional agriculture, disrupt traditional agriculture, grocery aisles, and sustainability efforts. So I guess it takes 2 weeks from stem cell to fish.
Gotta be. See, this is above my pay grade, certain. But I would say I won't be consuming it, and I'll do my best to not consume it. Also, too, in the food supply chain, there's a lot of lab grown product that is being delivered. Like, you think your 99-cent chicken nugget is not lab grown? So I just think we're getting back to the consumption point, that we consume so much and companies need to drive revenue and they're doing anything to cut costs. We're getting into the sci-fi realm of it's not that much meat available for what we're selling at scale. So you have to be careful. But I don't want no beef with the beef administration.
Speaking of that, do you want to show this clip?
The franchise one? Don't say the name.
The cow one?
Yes, please.
You want to show that clip? All right, let's show this clip.
So I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this madness? And don't say imported beef, because even globally, the numbers don't add up smooth. And look, I'm not saying it ain't real meat. I'm just asking the question no one wants to. What the hell are we eating? Because if it ain't cows, then what is it? Remember, I'm not insinuating anything. I am simply asking a question.
Okay, this is all allegedly.
Yes.
This is all alleged. 100% alleged. But it does beg the question, where's all these animals coming from? For instance, we were just in Benin. I think it was in Benin. I don't think it was in Ivory Coast. We was in Benin, and they were saying that, they have a shortage of fish as far as the population that eats the fish versus how much they actually produce. They're short like a lot, like millions of fish, hundreds of thousands of fish, right? And so they said that they have to import fish from China because they don't have enough fish in their waters to supply their citizens' demand. It's one of these things, not just cows, but chicken,
salmon.
Where is all this coming from? The population is only getting bigger. We're consuming it at an all-time high.
Mm-hmm. How
many chickens have to be killed every single day to support the amount of chickens that people eat?
And how big they are. I mean, of course, some is factory farmed and some are lab grown. Then you have your chimera of tendons and other things that are put together. If you could see the pink slime process on YouTube of how they make the chicken nuggets, quite fascinating. So I don't think there's enough supply, but I think because of the way the laws have been structured, if it's a chicken product and I get to smash it together and then reform it in a certain way, like even some Chinese spots, I've never seen chicken look like that.
And that's the key, what you just said. It's not even food that we're eating, it's food products. Yes. The vast majority of stuff, if you look, it's not even food, it's food products. What the hell is that? It's a food product.
It's a derivative. Like if you had fresh eggs, like my mom has acres, and when you crack the egg, it smells different. Even the tomatoes, we talked about this. Like I remember you used to cut an onion and make you cry. You cut an onion and have almost no effect. Like things have been modified so much that it's not food. Even when we went to London, people say, well, food is bland in London. Yeah. Or we're used to the food tasting a certain way because it's not all organic food.
And look at, even if you go to Europe, you're not going to see a lot of fat people in Italy. You're not going to see a lot of fat people in France, Asia. Japan. You're not going to see a lot of fat people in China, Japan. It doesn't happen. Why doesn't it happen? I mean, of course, their portion sizes are smaller. That's another problem. Mm-hmm. But their portion size is smaller because you get You get full off of real food. A
Yeah.
trick, restaurateurs do a trick of they give you bread before the food comes out. Why do they do that? Because the bread makes you full. So by the time the food comes out, you really can't eat that much.
Yeah.
That's the Olive Garden trick.
Yeah.
So it's like we're getting screwed so many different ways. We're not eating real food. We're eating too much because it's not filling. It's not filling. The real food is more filling than fake food. So you have to eat more of the fake food to actually get filled. By eating more of the fake food, you have even more chemicals and even more processed shit that you're putting in your body. And that's why, your brains are all fucked up. And then you have high blood pressure and, you become obese in a matter of weeks. Childhood obesity is at an all-time high. All-time high.
And I'm sure you've seen it even at AAU. Like when I talked to Xander's coach, he's like, we don't have enough kids on the roster just because kids can't stay in shape long enough.
That's a fact. They can't run
run
up and down the court.
Yeah, like the kids are like out of breath playing 2 quarters. I'm like, I remember we would play outside 4 and 5 games, easily take a break and play another 4. He's like, it's not the era we're in. It's a different era. Like half the kids by the time they get to high school are morbidly obese. So it's heartbreaking. It is definitely heartbreaking. But will there be a change, or what is the solution to all of this doom and gloom that we're selling tonight?
There's no solution. As long as America is run by capitalism, they've think about it. They've made money from every industry. That's pretty astonishing. They've been able to make money from prison system.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. They've been able to make money from food. They've been able to make money from making people sick.
Yep. And then commodities, feeder cattle and corn and wheat. And even when you go down the futures list, everything we talked about, you can trade. Sugar, cocoa, palladium, platinum, gold, silver. If you're on the institutional side, you can trade rainwater.
So
I agree.
It's in your best interest if you're a capitalist and you have a system that's running, and you can. Why would you? It's going to cost more money to have real food. Water it down. Put chemicals.
And even if you buy organic, some of that, like reports are coming out that even they aren't completely organic. Like most fruit won't even spoil that. Like you'd be hard pressed to find a watermelon with seeds in it nowadays.
Or grapes. A lot of people don't. Most Americans don't know grapes have seeds in it. Because we've never eaten grapes with seeds.
It's been a long time, bro.
First time I ate grapes with seeds, I was out Ghana. Shaka Bar. Shout out to Shaka Bar. He gave me a grape with seeds in it. I didn't even know grapes had seeds.
See, well, you're
educated. And then he made a good point. If you everything in life has to reproduce. You can't reproduce. What does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
The seed is the reproductive organ, right? So, for instance, if every male had no semen in their body, right? What would happen to the human species?
I mean, no repopulation. And in some cases, some of y'all shouldn't have no seed, to be honest.
Now think about this logically, right? That's a fact. But if no male had any semen in their body, which is the seed, right, then they can't produce children. So a rational person would say, okay, in 50 years, the human race is going to disappear. Now, if the human race still keeps populating itself, well, how is that happening? That means that they're genetically being made in labs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not real human.
Yep, it's a lot of humanoids.
So when you see these fruits that have no seeds in it, especially like grapes, which is completely seedless, like you can still in America you can still find watermelons with seeds, but most 90% of the population has never eaten a grape with seeds in it.
That's crazy.
They've been genetically engineering
for a long time,
for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm starting to see cantaloupes with fewer seeds in them as well, like everything. But also too, like if you own the patent on the seeds, and that's another, all this whole episode is AI sponsored.
Alleged, and it's all alleged.
But it's interesting. And then you go to other places and you see the complete opposite. at a cheaper price. Like organic in most other countries is just the normal food and fruit supply. So
watch what you eat.
For sure.
Watch what you eat. Where do we want to go?
You got any thoughts on the Sydney Sweeney Gap ad or American Eagle ad? We got to talk about outrage marketing.
That's a fact. Let's play the clip. Let's play like the first minute of the clip because it's a little long, but let's play the first minute of the clip.
A well-known clothing retailer is getting caught up in cultural politics. Some people complain the new ad by American Eagle featuring actress Sydney Sweeney sent an offensive message. CBS's Jolene Kent looks at the controversy sparked by just 5 words.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
That play on words, jeans and jeans, kickstarted a cultural firestorm with American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney at the center.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Critics have accused the ad of playing up eugenics, that Sweeney's white skin color, blonde hair, and blue eyes were greater than other genes.
I went and saw it.
That's Nazi propaganda. Wow. Those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird.
Okay. You know what? Once again, it's like Trump. I don't know if that's being racist or not. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. She said jeans. All right, they're selling blue jeans, right? So she said your jeans determine who you are as a person. Like my jeans are blue, and she has blue eyes.
The copywriter, I come from a marketing background first before I got into investing. There's a subsection of advertising that is intentional outrage marketing that is meant to elicit a response from my non-consumer to drive my core audience to this product more. So if I say, the institution doesn't want you to know about investing. This information has been hidden us from 300 years. Join Red Panda to be a part of the Black Revolution. That is me signaling to my audience. This audience is trying to weaponize something against you and have them have a response, which has worked because we're talking about it. Then they revise the ad to clean it up. This works historically. This has always worked from a marketing angle. When's the last time that era of Abercrombie, Aeropostale, American Eagle, that has passed? Dead. But the ratings on this ad is through. They're probably going to win an award for this ad. So I get what you're saying, but there is a subsection of agencies that do this to elicit a response. They'll give an apology, and then as a result, the sales, of course, are going to go up. But you can definitely say it was tone deaf in the first release. But a release of this magnitude with that girl being a star, there are no accidents of that proportion. This is well planned. This has gotten more coverage than most Super Bowl ads got last year in the summer.
I think that, okay, if you think that marketing is not targeting white supremacy, you've missed the boat. I think we already know that that's the underlying theme.
And the game is to play both sides against each other to drive, even if you're not buying it, if you're talking about like we are, you're still driving the Q score of that brand up for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to most billboards are going to be a white model. I mean, the idea of beauty has been sold as a European. So that's already established.
Yeah.
That's already established.
Yeah.
I just don't think that this ad particularly is doing that. I think that's the campaign already, because every campaign is white supremacy for the most part. So it's like, if you're still looking at, I think this goes back to like, okay, we never really talked about this, but there's a white only town that they're trying to establish. It might already be established in Arkansas.
I heard about that. Yeah.
How you feel about that?
There are a lot of white only, like my family's from Alabama. There are a lot of white only towns already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking 19 Keys about this. We worry about the wrong things.
For sure. But that goes back to outrageous marketing. Like when you see a headline run for 5 days across every news network, just know that that's paid for. And the other side of it too, if they pay for the land, you kind of have a right to say what goes on in the community.
Who's moving to middle of nowhere, Arkansas? Like, if they want to buy the land and they want to control, okay, cool. That's the fight. You want to be included in things that they don't want you in. That's the biggest problem. Like, stop trying to.
Well, not one of the biggest, but one of the problems.
It's one of the biggest problems.
Desire for inclusion.
Yes, validation, inclusion. Stop trying to eat at a table that does not want you. Right?
Yeah, and then go
create your own table. So if they want to make an ad talking about blue jeans, and like, you already know that how it is when in fashion, when it comes to model and all these companies, they've always done racist shit.
If that's the case, is FUBU racist? Shout out to Damon John.
Support your own. That's basic human core of life that we for some reason can't understand. Everybody else understands that.
Yeah.
The number one thing that you have to do is support your own tribe. That doesn't mean that you don't interact with other people, but your first priority is yourself. Self-preservation is the key to life. You're out of your mind if you think that somebody's going to think about you before they think about themselves. I don't care how good of a person that they are. Nobody's going to think about you before they think about themselves.
How soon before you think American Eagle will get Zendaya or Tyler? Because that's the other part.
They're not even getting, because nowadays people are so emboldened, they're gonna buy their brand in support of it. They like Trump didn't even know nothing about the situation. He like, oh yeah, I support it.
Yeah,
that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know about NVIDIA, he definitely did not know about American Eagle.
Their sales about to go through the roof
for sure.
From white people that will support it just because. Oh yeah,
that's a good point.
This is MAGA.
I wonder who came up with this ad campaign. Can somebody put it in chat?
Put in chat.
Yeah.
Chat. How we feeling? Stay focused.
Given all the talk about health, and what do you think will be the first major food brand or fast food company to collapse in like the next decade? Or do you think one will fall apart?
Man, I saw Burger King out here. That was crazy because who eats Burger King these days? You gotta be out your mind to eat Burger King. But I'm not eating no fast food, to be honest with you. I feel like if in 2025, if you're eating fast food, you're making lifestyle choices that I have a hard time understanding. Let's just say that. I have a hard time understanding. Keys went a little bit further. He said if you smoke cigarettes, eat McDonald's, or eat pork, he can't trust you. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to alienate parts of the audience. But I will say, if in 2025, given the information, make a conscious decision to eat that type of food does say a lot about your decision-making capabilities.
Does it, or have you been trained and programmed for decades to consume certain things that you thought were okay for you?
Yeah, but it's 2025.
Inflation.
Once I saw that movie, what was the movie when the guy almost died? Super Size Me. I saw that in college. Little known fact. I ate McDonald's every day, not because I wanted to. It was out of necessity. I went to a prep school in nowhere, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But the only thing in the town was they did have a hoagie shop, which was pretty good, but they had a McDonald's, and the school food was terrible. They didn't have anything else, nothing else. They just had the McDonald's. So out of necessity, the school food was terrible.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay,
terrible. Like, I ate the food. Only thing I was eating at the school food was pasta and sauce, tomato sauce. I would like nothing else. I would eat pasta, noodles, like spaghetti noodles, and sauce. And there's only so much times you can eat spaghetti noodles and sauce.
Yeah.
So and everybody did it. My whole team, we used to go to McDonald's every day. I ate to McDonald's every day. fucked me up bad, bro. Stomach pains. It was bad. So I stopped, and I haven't eaten McDonald's in probably 22 years. So I was already not eating fast food. But when I saw that documentary, that changed everything, because I'm like, okay. I just had an idea. I didn't scientifically study this.
Yeah.
So when I'm scientifically looking at this and I'm seeing the French fries that look the same today, and then next year they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh nah.
Yeah.
Nah. This is a death trap.
Definitely interesting. Yeah, and then think about it. You were an athlete, so an average person who isn't working out that much, imagine how much more of an impact it would have on them. I'm not casting any aspersions, but I think Subway they may have a good 10 more years and they may be out of business.
Subway?
Not looking good. They have a higher probability. I'm just talking about in terms of sale. That yoga mat material being in the bread, that hurt them. Subway sales are. Whew.
Now, I'm gonna contradict myself here. Given a choice of any fast food that I have to eat, Subway is my first choice.
Over Chipotle?
Well, for Chipotle, it's not fast food. I look at Chipotle as elevated. It's elevated fast food. Even like the burgers, like Five Guys, that's a new genre. That's a new genre.
It's not low quality.
Yeah, it's fresh food. Yeah, that's okay. Quick access food.
Got you.
Chipotle, Kava. I don't look at those. I look at that more of like the bowl place. Like you go to a bowl place. Yeah. Freshie.
Yeah.
Freshie. Chopped.
Yeah.
But traditional
Subway was the healthy alternative back in the day.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And that's why I said, given force, I will eat a tuna fish sandwich at Subway.
You guys put it in chat. What do you think will be the first fast food brand that maybe falls apart over the next 10 years, given the information and enlightenment of, and also too, the biggest catalyst for this change, RFK Jr. There's a lot of them companies right now that are in shambles that have to remodel and restructure not only the business model, but how they make the foods is going to have, it's definitely going to have an impact. So
also, they said that Subway with their tuna fish was not real tuna. I don't believe that.
Why?
Well,
it's hard to sell. It's a lot of food places that are not selling real food.
That's a fact. Or combinations.
For sure.
Some real, some fake.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we at? The kid building wealth thing? Rites of passage, entrepreneurship?
Sure, let's do that.
All right, let's show this clip.
At 16, each of my sons would shake my hand and agree never to ask for anything again. As a matter of fact, they would pay for their own college. The car, when they got back from their mission, they would pay for their college, and they'd pay for our family vacations. And in return, I'd help them build a business. And so each of my sons indeed did build $1 million business when they were 16 years old and employed most of their friends. My second son did it twice, actually. And he's done it twice following. So really put them in this ability of taking accountability and career and what their interests and deep skill when they were young. Then when they're 18, we do this remarkable thing again at 18. Every son must kill their father. I just want it done on the pickleball court, or I want it done on frisbee golf, not in real life. At that point, we'd shut the business down and retain enough for them to pay for themselves when they got back, and then give the rest to a charity, typically the one they went to when they're 12. And then at that point, probably the hardest of all rites of passages, each of my sons would go away for 2 years, learn another language, and deeply, deeply serve humanity. And when they come back, they are totally my peer. They are 100% my peer. And it's been beautiful, spectacular. I ask advice more from my sons than they do from me.
Interesting perspective.
Harsh.
On how to develop. Well, once again, I said this on Market Mondays, success doesn't happen by accident.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a plan to be, just think about it. I mean, it's just common sense, right? Like you didn't become who you was just by winging it.
No.
Right? We didn't build what we did by just waking up every single day and winging it.
Nope.
But, and myself included, I'm guilty of this on a certain level. Most parents are kind of winging it when it comes to parenting. Most parents are not looking at their kid as a 20-year project of like, okay, I got to do this. That's how Tiger Woods' dad looked at him.
Yeah.
That's how
Serena
Williams' dad looked at her. Like, they looked at them at 4 years old. Like, I have a 20-year plan.
Window, yep.
And it works. It's hard to have a 20-year plan for somebody and not be successful.
Yeah, because they're gonna land, like, given that structure, they're gonna be successful at something. I know some people may think at 16 that may be a hard point in time to cut your kids off, but I think in our community we wait too late to teach our kids the things that are incredibly important. Like I've always said it, we'll put our kids in football camp and basketball camp at 6 and then teach them about investing and financial literacy at 22. It's too late. The world is like tearing you apart at that time. So I think a hybrid model is key, but I do think you need a cutoff point and things have to be earned in order to receive them. And a lot of times too, I hate to say it, no one's perfect at parenting, but a lot of times, like, I see parents chastise their children for not being great at things. And it's like, well, you didn't give them the structure to be great.
Or you yourself wasn't great at.
I didn't want to say that part.
No, but that happens all the time. Sports, you see parents killing their kids in sports, like, yo, get up and down. And I'm like, bro, I remember you
playing. You wasn't that.
Exactly.
Don't ruin this for him and try and live your fucking hoop dream through your kid.
That's a fact.
Nope.
That's a fact, bro.
Nope.
Like, you were not fucking Magic Johnson. Let's put it in perspective.
That's tough. And also, too, if your kid doesn't see you work hard, it's hard for you to tell them to work hard. Now, you can tell them mistakes that come from not being consistent and working hard. I get that, but a lot of times children are going to mimic what they see you do.
Facts. Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They might not listen to what you say, but they will pay attention to what you do.
Absolutely.
Demonstration goes a lot louder than words.
Absolutely.
All right, my brother. I mean, hey, man, I'm in Africa. I know that you got a meeting with the Cuban president.
You got a meeting with yo.
Lift the sanctions. They're trying to lift the embargo.
Yeah, if you got like a cargo ship that you invested in, I'll chip in.
Oh man, global affairs.
Listen, and I'm all about peace, love, and family. Red Panda, the entities that we own. I can't get dropped from something that I own, for the record. But I'm just focusing on the things that matter. And you know what? I get 2 or 3 of these little plays off internationally. Ooh. We're going to speed up this exit plan. Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Sniper 2 coming soon. I have to delay because of the partnership. But coming soon. Get your tickets to Invest Fast. Still working on presentation. Best one yet. But peace and love to everybody. See, you in Africa, you look happier.
Of course. Every time I'm in the motherland, I can't really deal with the nonsense. I got to go back to America to be in a toxic state of mind.
See, that's why I'm skedaddling right up on it.
America gonna put you in a toxic state of mind. Man, it's too much. Too much on the plate.
Yeah.
Too much on the plate.
Yeah. Portion size of toxicity.
Ian Dunlap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. It's been real.
For sure. Jack will be at Invest Fest.
That's a fact. Magic Johnson, Jack Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's legendary moves, man.
BlackRock,
Fidelity, State Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Get your tickets. 17 tickets left off the discount code CPA. Do remember. Starts on Friday. Get your tickets on. Get your bands and all that on Thursday. 85 South. Shout out to the Bros comedy show Thursday. Man, listen.
You got a meeting with the president or something. Somebody.
You never know.
You going to South Africa or something?
You never know. You never know.
This time. Zoom me in.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, guys, it's been real. We'll see you tomorrow, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, Crypto Edition.
That's gonna be fire.
Love.
Stock Club call Friday, 3 p.m. Central. Love y'all. Out the way. Sorry.
Oh, look, it came up the emoji thing. That's all.
See, it can be about love.
That's a fact.
Look at that.
That's a fact.
Nothing but peace.